Hello, people. It's me again, Jacob Forsyth, with FOR Sculpt Studio. We're going to talk this time about the Sculpt Studio texture maps. Yeah! Yay, you guys! I can hear you cheering now. First of all, I want to explain to you, just as you know, this is a four slice texture: 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, and 256. Okay, now these textures maps have lines on them and numbers. So let's talk about the numbers first. The numbers, the red number is your slice. The green number is your point. Always. Never changes. Never changes. The blue lines, vertical, are your points. The blue lines, horizontal, are your slices. The gray lines is what splits that point or that slice. Say, for instance, like you want to color half a point 0 on slice, or half a point 1 on slice 0. You would color this section right here, and then this is the other half. Okay, so that's from my experience anyway. I've played around enough to to find that out. Okay, now the little yellow plus signs are actually the point, because you got 1 yellow, 2 yellow, 3 yellow, 4 yellow, 5 yellow, etc. Okay, now the red numbers again are your slices, and the greens are your points. If you follow my cursor, they go up. They start at 0 and go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That up. Not up, up, but in numerical order. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Same way with the green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? So, red is always your slices. Green is always your points. Always. It doesn't matter if it's 256 texture or not. It's the same thing. The red slices go up and down. The red are slices going up and down. Green's going from left to right. This is a 256. How many points is there in 256 slices? Cuatro. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So, you may see the gray lines and think, what the hell are they? Well, it's like I explained to you. This right here is point 1, right here. Point 2, point 3, point 4, point 5, point 6, point 7, point 8. Okay? Makes sense? Slice 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0 starts up here on the 32, but the 32 slice stack. However, it starts down here with a 255 because, whoa, crap, holy crap, sorry about that. Well, no, I'm sorry, my bad. It actually starts up here because you got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no, it starts right here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's actually, the line goes right in there, because if you follow these, see how it goes over, up, over, up, over, up, over? Well, here's the one down here, and then it goes up, over, up, over, up, over. So it's kind of hidden back in behind there, but you know what I'm talking about. Here's the 64 slice texture map. Now you'll notice that this has a 1. Where's the 0? It's right there. And where's the 0 on the slice? It's right here. because this half is from slice 63. So we paint 1, 1, and 1, or actually that's 3. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See how that works? Points are the same way. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the rest of 0 right there. Okay, on slice 1. So, with knowing all of this, we should be able to do this. It should be pretty simple, right? Well, sure it is. This is a 128 slice sculpting. 1 prim, 1 object selected. Okay? So, you're going to say, well, how in the hell did you get to do that? How'd you get it to be yellow on the side? Well, we just slap our 128 texture on that little baby, and we look for our points. I always do the points first. I always color the points first, because if I want it detailed like that. Because once you fill that whole texture in, you're not going to be able to see the points unless you got a damn good memory, and you made your little lines. So right here is point 0, point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, 5, 6, and 7. See that? Point 7. But you say, wait a minute, 0's there too. Well, yeah, this one is 0. This one is 7. Now if we go back over here on our texture map, 0 and 7. Let's find 0 and 7. See that? I'll be darned. Point 0. And then let's find 7. 7. 0. 7. 0. 7. So that's how we're going to texture that. So, but we need between points 3 and 4, don't we? We need this yellow one here, which is 3, and this yellow and rock cherry, which is 4. Now, the general rule here is, if you notice, you can see the middle. See this blue line and the yellow plus signs? You'll see half of that line right here. See that? And then the other half, since this is a small side, it's tiny, is right here. So the general rule of thumb here is to color like half of that line from there to there. Maybe get squared up here. From that right there over to that half of that line. Okay? So how are you going to do that? Well, we're going to take this prim. This is going to be this is just a prim. These are prim examples. So they're not textures, they're just prims. So we're going to color in between 3 and 4. It sticks out a little bit. So that's the reason why it looks like it's come here. That's the reason why it looks like it's, going past it, but it's not. See that? Okay, so we're going to take that texture. By the way, I must add this, that if you use any kind of other texture grid, the chances are that you're going to be doing uploads and upload. Next thing you know, you're into 70 uploads because you're trying to fine-tune that texture. Okay, yeah, I'm sure some of you have been there already and know what I'm talking about. However, this texture map for the sculpties that I found out is detailed enough. Once you get it on that sculpt, and you sculpt it, and you have the other one in your graphics program, and you look at this sculpt and you know where you want to put that color wherever, like we're getting ready to put it right here on this side, you know that half of that line to half of this line is what you need to color in, just like we got it over here. It's a little bit past the line, but you'll see. You'll make this so you guys can know what I'm talking about. See how it's halfway on that line? Comes over here, halfway on that line. Go inside of it. See that? I don't know if you can see that little edge right there. But that's half of it. Now you can, if you're good and you got plenty of experience in Photoshop, PaintShop Pro, GIMP, or anything else, you can pretty much do this in one upload, which that's what I got here. I just did this in one upload. And there's the texture. There's our yellow spot. I got it a little bit bleeding over because I actually colored the whole blue line on accident. So, but that's our yellow edge on both of them. Again, this is one sculpt, one prim. So it has a yellow edge on it now, not the back, just the front. Okay. Now, and I just named this. I don't remember what I named the damn thing. Something like Space Engine or something. Okay, now we want this one to be red with the yellow. This one, we want it to be blue with the yellow. Okay? This is the reason why I say always paint my points first. Because I know I want the yellow on the outside. But hell, I don't care. The rest of it can be blue and red. So that's what our texture will look like in the end. That right there. And there it is. That's our texture. See how they match up? So you paint half, because I know where my slices are. That's another important piece. This is made out of 128 slices. So this big one over here is made from 0 to 63. This smaller one is made from 64 to 127. Okay, does that make sense? So as long as you know where your slices are, you're good to go. But if you want to put paint to points or whatever, you've got to know where those points are. So try to remember, if you're using custom slices and stuff, just write them down wherever you want the color to go or whatever. Yeah, I know. Break out the pen and paper. Oh my God. Brush the dust off of them and start learning how to write again. But you're going to have to, more than likely, going to have to do that. Excuse me. So, this is what we want our texture, or this is what we want. This is what we want our texture. And so now we're going to apply it to that. And there we go. That's blue and red with the yellow on the edges. And we're done. It's just that simple. I can't stress enough that these are really simple to use. Just like the mat. I'm sure some of you seasoned mat or seasoned sculptors out there with Sculpt Studio have realized that, hey, the mat's not that bad. That sucker's pretty damn easy. I think TBB and them they're very smart, and they care. I mean, let's just get it out there. They care about how to operate and how people tend to be and think, and knowing that not everybody's a rocket scientist. So they take that into account and think of all these things, and that's the reason why these textures are like this. I'm betting. If I was a betting man, I'd lay all my money on it. All of it. And so that people understand what those lines are. Like I was explaining a while ago on those others over there, is your slices. See, this one starts out at 3. It's like, okay, well, where's 2? It's right there. 1, right there. 0, right there. And 0, or this is actually coming, this is 127 coming back to 0. So there's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I can't hear you, 7, 8, 9, 10, right, 12, 13, 14, very good, 16, 17, 18, well, yeah, I don't need to explain anymore. It sounds like you guys got it. Now, your points, 0 will always go back to 1. Or, the last point will always go back to 0. So, this is 120 slices, 8 points. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's 8 points. 7 will always go back to 0. Always. And just like your slices, 127 will always come back to 0. This is a torus. I do believe, no, it's a sphere. If I turn it to a torus, that's what happens. The last slice, which is right here in here, is going back to 0. Just like that. And the reason why I did that is that's actually the space engine. Just, you know, it's kind of a little trick. But you turn that to a sphere, it actually looks like 1 param, or 2 params, but just 1. But that's an example to show you that, or not an example, that's how it was made. That's to show you that the last slice will always go back to the first slice. Okay? Unless you got it pulled off. You got it pulled off, then it won't go back. It'll be just like you saw it. Just like that. So, I hope this helps to get you guys to understand and how easy it is to texture something. Say for instance, if you want like a chrome piece, like you want a real fine silver line right in here, in between. First of all, you would paint that first, and then you would paint this half over here, and then that half, and then boom, boom, paint that, and that would be your texture, and that would have excuse me, a center, a silver center, or a gray center, whichever, down the middle of that yellow. So yeah, just think of it in layers, because that's basically what we got there. Our first layer is actually the texture that we're going to be painting on. The second layer would be, oops, missed it. Come here. The second layer would be the chrome part. The third layer, well, come here. Third layer would be painting the points. Fourth layer would be the red. Fifth layer would be the blue. But they're not layers. You're not doing layers. It's just think of them as layers. And, you know, do your chrome piece first. You know, that'd be like layer 1, just like I went through this. Layer 2, layer 3, layer 4. Of course, this is one layer by itself. So, but yeah, if that confused you, don't feel bad. It confuses me too. But don't use layers. Just paint on top of the texture. Take up your graphics program and paint on top of your texture map. So again, I hope that helps. And until the next time, enjoy.